up, YouTube? Welcome to another podcast, 26-9 podcast, that is. We are on podcast number 4. That means I've been doing this for over a month, and we just going to keep it going, man. We're going to keep it rolling. I'm going to find a room to do this in permanently one day. I'm in my gaming room now, and hopefully the sound is a little better, but we'll see. Before I get into the podcast, though, I just want to say something real quick. I was in Walmart, and there was this guy. He had to be in his 30s. Had to be. And he was sagging his pants. And I'm not talking about a little slight sag where one side is lower than the other. I'm talking about these jokers was like 4 inches above his knees. And he had a belt on. Now, we all got our fashion sense and style and creativity and all that. But what is it about sagging that just seems like it's cool and always appropriate in every situation to do? Someone please explain sagging to me. I never sagged in my entire life. Ever. And yes, people around me was doing it. And yes, I grew up with people sagging, but I never did it. And as I got older, it just seemed more and more ridiculous. Now, this guy's in his 30s with his pants sagging. I personally do not take nobody serious who sag their pants. And if you grown and sagging your pants, you over 30 sagging your pants, I'm really not going to take you serious. I'm you know, maybe that's a bias, maybe that's wrong, I don't know, but I'm not taking nobody serious that sag their pants. I don't let my sons do it. I don't do it. And if anybody does it, I don't really take them serious. I'll hear what you're saying and, you know, we can be cool, but I'm just not going to take you serious. That's my opinion on that. Now, let's address the other elephant in the room. Everybody know about it. I even made a video about it. Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. Now, as of today, Chris Rock did do a little stand-up, and he didn't really comment on it. He said he don't really know what to say about it yet, but he will comment on it. But just to reiterate some of the things I said in my previous video, you just can't. It's a time and place for everything, and you cannot do what Will Smith did in that situation. There were a million of other ways he could have handled that. He could have walked up there and whispered in Chris Rock's ear, "Hey man, you know my wife got alopecia. You know, chill out." Or like, "Come on man, just." You know, that's a little bit much, Chris. Well, he could have pulled them off to the side after the awards and, you know, handled it behind closed doors, however he wanted to handle it. But when he did that in that situation, there are a lot of people that already look at us and think that we, black people, can only resolve situations with ignorance and violence. So when Will Smith, a very famed and very, you know, well-known black actor, did that at the Academy Awards, it was a lot of people going, "See, that's black people for you." And that just set us, that act alone set us back about 150 years. Because it's people that see us a certain way. And when people like Will Smith do things like that, it just reinforces their stereotype. And I don't agree with it. Kudos to Chris Rock, the way he handled it. And I do not know if I could have handled it the same way. But he did, you know, he stayed professional. And he got his backers and his supporters. But Will Smith is probably going to get sanctioned by the awards. They might ban him for life. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did. They're not going to take his award, but they're probably going to ban that guy for life. I mean, consequences of our actions. I say it all the time. You know, we can make choices, but we got to live with the consequences of the choices we make, good and bad. So, into the podcast, we are going to talk about work and friends, or coworkers and friendships, and why I think they don't mix. Now, what a friend is varies. There's a book definition, and then there's definitions that people give to what a friend is themselves. Some people think everybody they talk to for 10 minutes is their friend. Some people, you got to go through, you know, through the mud and the dirt with somebody before they consider you a friend. And then there's certain things about friends, terms that come along with being a friend that I don't like friends with benefits. I hate that term. I cannot stand when people say friends with benefits. What does that even mean? Shouldn't all friends come with benefits? Like, you have a friend, they should come with benefits. I don't understand. So if there's friends with benefits, what is friends without benefits? Wouldn't that be an acquaintance? Or somebody you just passing by? I never understood friends with benefits. And every time I hear it, it just makes my skin crawl. Friends with benefits. Every friend should come with benefits. So I don't know. But if you at work and you have friends, legitimate friends at work, that's fine. But when you do that, when you meet somebody at work and they become your friend, that can compromise the integrity of your choice making, especially if you're in a position of authority. I will give you an example. Let's say you are a supervisor and you have 5 people appointed under you. All 5 people are equally qualified. They're diverse, men, women, different cultures, different color skin, but they're all equally qualified. One of them is your friend. The other ones are great co-workers, but only one of them is your friend. It comes time for a promotion. You have the final say in that promotion. The final say in that promotion. They all equally qualified, but only one of them is your friend. Which one are you more than likely to choose? Probably your friend, right? Now that's an easy scenario because if they all equally qualified and there's one determining factor, you're going to go with your friend. They all equally qualified, you're going to pick your friend. Okay. What if they all not equally qualified? What if your friend is like below standards, come to work late, do the bare minimum, always complaining, but they your friend, like y'all best friends. They grew up with you, y'all played ball together, y'all went to the clubs together, and everybody else is at or above standards. And now comes time to recommendation, like, well, pick who you think should be promoted. It's a little more difficult, right? Now everybody probably gonna say, no, it ain't. If my friend is substandard, I'm gonna pick the most qualified. But really, are you really? And have you been in that situation before where you actually had to do that? Because I'm telling you not, just human nature alone is going to it causes us to favor our friends and our loved ones more than our, co-workers or acquaintances. That's just how that goes. Even a family member. Your family member could be, your son. Your job's hiring and your son is up to be, he goes to the interview. And there's all these other more qualified candidates, and then your son. And you have the determining voices of who's going to get hired. You can only hire one. Are you going to hire your son, or are you going to hire the most qualified if it's not your son? I know what people will say, but I find it hard to believe that you wouldn't hire your son over these, more qualified people. And that just comes with, looking out for our own and helping our own, I guess, that instinctive thing. But you probably can't find it. You probably can't find somebody that will not hire their best friend or their loved one over somebody else because they're more qualified. But that right there takes some serious some soul searching. So for me, I just say, hey, you can have friends at work, but don't get friendship and coworker confused. You can be really compatible with someone at work. You guys, work together and get the job done together, crack jokes, have similar interests. But once you go home and you don't interact with that coworker anymore, that's not really a friend. It's not. It's a coworker. I don't have any friends at my job. I have all coworkers. I'm the same with everyone. I see everyone the same way. Some things we get along with, some things we don't. But at the end of the day, we come to work to do a job. So I am A-okay with all of my coworkers. I do not have any friends at my job. And that's not a slight. That's not a bad thing. I just choose to keep friendships and coworkers separated. Now, in the past, I've had friends and coworkers. And, it worked. It was okay. It wasn't any problems. But I did have a bias towards favoring my friends over my, non-friends at work just because they was my friends. And I didn't care if they were more qualified or if, they was the most eligible. I just had a bias because they were my friend. And that's not how you do that. So if I ever get put in a position of authority and I got to pick between two people, and one of them is my friend, and one of them is a coworker, but the coworker is way more qualified, am I going to pick the one that's more qualified over my friend? I don't know. So, and I'm telling you, people gonna watch this video and they're gonna say, "Oh, I got friends at work, and I wouldn't pick them over the coworker that's most qualified." And I'm gonna call baloney on that. I'm gonna call baloney. If you got, especially if you got an environment where everyone grew up together, everyone went to the same school, and you're the new hire. You work hard, you do your job, but you keep it professional. You're not friends. You don't hang out and drink beer or hunt or whatever with them. And it come time for promotions. I don't see that new hire getting that promotion over the friend. I just don't. And that's where your integrity can be compromised. And that's bad. And anybody that's been in the workforce, I'm pretty sure everybody has a story about somebody getting picked for a position that they was not qualified for, or someone getting hired just because they were this person's cousin or that person's sister or their uncle was the judge or stuff like that. Everyone has a story. So for me, I say you have to keep the friendship and the work separate. Now, if you had a friend before you worked there and y'all still friends, cool. Friendships are gonna always last long. True friendships are gonna last longer than a coworker or an acquaintance. But when it comes time to make that decision, it can't be compromised. And that's why whenever there's like jury duty, they make sure that the jury has nothing in common with the person, because that could be a conflict of interest. Just like judges on panels, a judge can't be in a case if their daughter is on trial for murder, and that's why. And the same applies at work. I mean, we don't even gotta. Let's go to basketball. Let's say you bring your friends to play basketball. Now, 3 of your friends can play, but one of them is just garbage. And I know it's people that's been through this before. 3 of your friends can play, and one of them is just garbage. But all y'all friends, y'all go to the court together. Now you see this dude, he warming up, he can hoop, he can dunk, he can, but you gonna pick your friend because it's like, well, he came in with us to hoop. I know he garbage, but he my friend, so I'm gonna pick him up. I know it happened in basketball, and I'm pretty sure it happens in football. So I mean, why wouldn't it happen at work? You have your little groups, right? These friends versus these friends. And it's just human nature. So I like to keep it simple. I go to work, I do my job, I come home. I treat everyone the same. I treat everyone the way I want to be treated. Sometimes, because I don't do a lot of talking at work, people see me a certain way or think that I have like some kind of anger issue or attitude, and that's just not the case. When I came to that job, I didn't have any friends there. I've established good relationships with my coworkers. But I don't ever want to be put in a position where I have to compromise my integrity because somebody is my friend and somebody isn't. So for me, I like to keep them separate. Now, it may work out for other people, and that's fine. I've never, with my own 2 eyes, and I've been working since I was 12 years old, I've never with my own 2 eyes seen somebody pick the most qualified person over their friend. I have never seen that. So that's why I think friendships at work can be detrimental. They can also be healthy. Now, don't get it. I don't want y'all to think that I'm saying, oh, you don't have no friends at work. Be a solo act and all that. I am an introvert, so people might think I'm against that, but I'm not. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna work with your friends and work with your family members, your integrity may be compromised when it comes to choice making for the most qualified. I know I would hire my son for a job before the most qualified person because that's my son. That's not right, though. It shouldn't be that way. But I'm more than likely going to hire my son over, the most qualified person. And we can't do that when it comes to decision making, which is why I would not be put in a position to hire my son. Now, if my son is the most qualified, if he's the most qualified, yeah, I'm going to hire him. You know, he's the most qualified. And people will probably say, oh, he just hired him because, you know, that's his son. You're going to get that too. But if you can go home, look in the mirror and know that you made the right choice based on the most qualified and the skill set that you need for the position, then cool, you know. Because everyone's going to have an opinion. No matter what you do, there's always going to be people that agree and there's going to be people that disagree. So why spend any time trying to convince people that disagree? Because there's always going to be people that disagree. And you just got to be okay with that. All right? That's it for this podcast, man. I think I covered the bases with the friends and coworkers, gave y'all my take on it. You know, everybody is still going to do what they're going to do, and that's fine. For me, I like to keep them separate, and world keeps spinning. So next week, my podcast, I might have to do it out of town because my daughter got selected for the National Honor Society. So I got to go out of town and watch her get that award. So I might be doing this in a whole nother city for next week. I ain't really got a topic yet, but something will pop up in my head. They usually do on my road trips especially. But podcast number 4. I ain't found a solid room yet. I will find one. Just bear with me, y'all. Waiting on my other daughter to get my banner for my channel. I hope she don't charge me too much. It's a real nice banner. We getting this thing going. We keeping it moving. I appreciate all y'all support, all y'all likes, all y'all shares, all y'all subscribes. If anybody seen the little stamp on a money note that says subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I know it's free advertising, but hey, you know, you see it, just click subscribe. You might get something out of these podcasts, man. And I probably have a guest too. I just don't know who and I don't know when, but I'm going to have guests. So that is coming. So until the next video, be easy.